Hello, and welcome to Ask an Atheist, a weekly educational call-in program dedicated to atheism, skeptical inquiry, and the separation of church and state. My name is Sam Mulvey, and do not adjust your set. With me today is Case, and all the way from Texas, Russell Glasser. How are you?
Hello,
Russell?
Seattle.
Welcome.
This has been a real interesting one.
It's great to be here, yeah.
Comparing notes and noticing just the sort of continual...
Having a contest to see whose Access Studio is worse to work with.
Whose sound is weirder. Speaking of studios, we're going to dive right into the announcements today. Just very quickly, I don't know if you've been following some of the stories on the internet on the SCANtv website or on Facebook, but it's come down. This network that we're on right now will be going off the air as of December 31st, 2010. And as a result, Ask an Atheist will obviously no longer be on this network. However, we want to make it clear to the viewers and listeners of this program that the producers are committed to putting the show on the air and on the internet. And we have some plans. Unfortunately, we're not really in a position to tell you what the future is, but please watch the website, watch our Facebook page, and watch here, and when we have the announcements ready to go, we'll be filling everybody in. And I see what the potentials are right now, and I think people are going to be very surprised with what the replacement of with the show is. So that's pretty much our most important announcement. So let's just dive right into news, if you'd like.
Okay, I get the first story.
Yes.
First, I'd like to mention, since it's my first time here, I have heard Casey making challenges to Matt Dillahunty for a few months about about a Street Fighter match. I'm not even sure if he's noticed that that Casey was asking for this, but I will happily stand in to challenge him to a one-on-one StarCraft 2 match.
Oh, StarCraft 2.
Okay, so just wanted to get that out there.
Up in the ante a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Polish exorcists are gathering in Warsaw for their National Congress, confident in the knowledge that their numbers are increasing as more and more Poles struggle with satanic possession. The National Congress comes as a part of a policy by Poland's Catholic Church to lift the veil on what was once a secretive practice. Since 1999, the number of Polish exorcists has surged from 30 to over 100, despite the influence of the Catholic Church waning in an increasingly secular Poland. Exorcists attribute the increase in their numbers to growing skepticism in psychology in the wider Polish population and people looking for spiritual reasons for mental disorders. In recognition of modern science, however, exorcists now work in tandem with psychologists in order to distinguish between psychiatric problems and the work of the devil.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And how exactly do you distinguish between those two?
I don't know, because you can't actually test for whether the devil is doing something, because that's not supposed to be something you can investigate.
Do we have WHO or CDC numbers on satanic possession?
I don't think they listed those studies. The thing is, I don't blame the exorcists for this story. I mean, they're supposed to act stupid. I don't hold that against them, really. I just want to know what the heck is up with the media reporting it like this, as if this made the slightest bit of sense at all.
Right. Well, the usual implication, and we see this again and again, is that a demonic possession leads to skepticism and atheism and whatnot. That it can't be we've changed our minds or we've decided that the world, the secular world makes a lot of sense and the scientific theories make a lot of sense. It's we caught the devil off a toilet seat or something like that, and
right. Of course, for all you know, we're actually demons trying to fool you into laughing at this stuff.
Is there? Get those 3D specs out, and maybe we might change or something. And if you notice that, do call in. Our phone number is 206-421-5658. We are a live call-in show. You can call in at any time. You can discuss with us what we're talking about now, or if you have a different topic you'd like to bring to the show, we'd be happy to discuss it.
Good thing I'm off camera so people can't see my eyes turning to slits.
All right.
And they changed back. Okay.
Well,
one thing that story really speaks to is just the lack of scientific literacy among certain countries. I mean, I'm hesitant to say that Poland won
that Poland is one of those countries. I mean,
too.
Polish jokes notwithstanding.
Yeah.
They tend to be, I think, a pretty sane country.
There's a big history of free thought and skepticism in Poland. And this is sort of, I mean, maybe this is their response to that, is they're just going to say this history is all Satan, but...
Right. I mean, I think it's more like there are stupid people everywhere.
Yeah.
And in troubled economic times, people tend to make stuff up as an explanation for their problems because there are so many more problems.
Sure, yeah. As Frank Zappa said, we're dumb all over.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And I think we have some idiots right here in the United States, don't we?
A few. Yeah. Oh, boy. Our next story.
I am the king of segues.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Segway fight. Go.
That was smooth.
No, my only segues are to the Ram for some reason. Anyway, this comes to us from the Daily Mail, known institution of journalism. The planet won't be destroyed by global warming because God promised Noah, says politician bidding to chair U.S. Energy Committee. A Republican congressman hoping to chair the powerful House Energy Committee refers to the Bible and God on the issue of global warming. Representative John Shimkus insists we shouldn't be concerned about the planet being destroyed because God promised Noah it wouldn't happen again after the Great Flood. Speaking before a House Energy Subcommittee on Energy and Environment hearing in March 2009, Shimkus quoted chapter 8, verse 22 of the book of Genesis. He said, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night, dogs sleeping and cats sleeping together, will never cease." Cut out the dog and cat sleeping together thing, but... the Illinois Republican continued, "I believe that is the infallible word of God, and that's the way it is going to be for his creation. The earth will end only when God declares it's time to be over. Man will not destroy the earth will be destroyed by a flood." That's the guy. We try not to get into politics on the show very much, is that atheism is not a political stance. However, injection of religious rhetoric into national politics makes it something we have to talk about. And oh wow, we'll get back to this. We do have a call. Let's talk to Lex in Seattle. Are you there?
Hey, here I am.
Hello.
Hi, Lex.
Hi, Lex. What do you got for us?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And just some, I just wanted to hit on one quick point, which you were saying about, them and, basically bringing the Bible into politics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we didn't do this, they did. And I just think, can people really be stupid enough to not understand how much worse things have gotten since they've done that? And the so-called thing about, no, God will not destroy the world because he told Noah. Well, I don't know. Maybe the guy was kicking back with a joint and talking to Noah himself. I don't know. But all these people that use religion as, I have done some of the most evil, racist, anti-Semitism, all of it in the name of God.
Sure.
And the thing is, how do they even know there's a God?
Yeah.
All I know is that I'm alive and I do good things. I live a good life. I do good things for other people. But I'll tell you, you go to some of these Christians for help.
Mm.
Well, unless you pray our prayers
is
or
when
do what we want,
we started out with religious government. And it ended. We started out there, and we've added secularism and science and natural philosophy as time goes on. So we know what religious government looks like. History tells us that, and it wasn't very good.
No,
and it's through the addition of secularism and separation of church and state, and that the fights over which sect happens to be right ends because everybody is free to worship or not worship, and it's secularism that brought us that. Anybody like to?
I think that's something that permeates both religion and some areas of politics is the sense of absolute arrogant certainty in the things that you've just come up with.
Yes.
you know, it's being 100% positive about things that you have no actual reason to know. That seems symptomatic of politicians like this one, who rather than actually having experts and looking into the science on something and figuring out where the evidence leads, says, well, you know, I have this belief and I'm always right.
Yeah. I've always had a problem with the notion of populism trumping science, where we you know, we're a group of people, we have our opinion, we know we're right, and that's good enough for us. And when
because if you're standing on a ledge, you don't get to vote on gravity.
Right, and you don't get to will gravity away. No matter how much you believe in it, you cannot change reality with your mind. It just
Much like prayer, wishing hard enough doesn't really doesn't get us along.
Right.
So.
Well, you know, I just wanted to say something else real quick. You know, I just witnessed something. A friend of mine is going through. She's going to have to go through dialysis. Okay. But they told her that 250 pounds, she can't have a kidney transplant. Now that's BS. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm in the medical field and I know better, and I work in that area. If they could give a 600-pound man, you know, that, what's the problem? Turns out the doctor, he said that she committed the sin of gluttony, and as a woman, you know, she doesn't know her place. He's like hardcore Christian. She didn't even know this, okay?
Well, she should seek
I said, honey, you need to switch.
She should seek a second opinion, is what that comes down to.
Oh, honey, she's done second, third, and fourth. And to add on top of
Lex,
it...
I'm so sorry. We're going to have to cut you off. We have a lot of show to cover today, but I want to thank you very much for calling in.
I think you guys are great.
Thank you very much.
And did you say that the scan is going off?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, check the website, SCANtv.org. And,
sorry.
Well, no problem. Thank you for your call, Lex.
Thanks for calling. Thank you.
Okay, love you guys.
Thank you.
No problem. Finally, I mean, this is, to get back to this news story real quick, so this is, we don't like to inject politics into the show, because politics, atheism doesn't really suggest a political path. Atheism is a very simplistic idea. There is no God. Skepticism, which is something we will be touching on a lot today, sometimes has a political message, and that political message is the truth is the truth. That when we get down to things, data tells us something, and especially in this case, and this is where it comes down to, is the GOP with their Christian fundamentalist base. There's a lot of this is posturing. This particular guy, John Shimkus. The story goes on. It is not the first time Shimkus has sparked surprise. In May 2007, he compared the Iraq War to a baseball game between his beloved St. Louis Cardinals and the much-despised Chicago Cubs. Personally, as a Cubs fan, that told me everything I needed to know.
Right. It's almost the same, except for the part where they pile up the Chicago Cubs naked and attach electrodes to them.
And they have to replace the starting team every, 3 months because they're all dead.
Yeah, that's kind of inconvenient.
He also hit the headlines in 2009 when he walked out on President Obama as Obama delivered a speech. So this is very obvious. Now, he may actually believe this, but to me, this is very obvious political posturing at the detriment to science in the political realm. And when you bring superstition into deciding how the world works, weird things can happen, as Case will be happy to tell you.
Yes. Well, first, before I get started, I definitely want to plug my local group, Seattle Skeptics.
Okay.
It's something I haven't done before in the show. We meet on the third Tuesday of every month. Check us out. Google Seattle Skeptics and become a member of the group. And if you love talking about the paranormal or science or the scientific method, this is definitely the group for you.